Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today with a complete Town Hall 8 guide. This is basically for new Town Hall 8s, also for Town Hall 8s who have been Town Hall 8 for a while but are looking for some advice, some tips, both in strategy for upgrades, for clan wars, for farming, and even some bases. You can see right on the screen right now the episode format. We're going to talk about the 7.5 philosophy, defensive upgrade order, offensive upgrade order, strategy and philosophy, farming strategy, and then we're going to go over some war and farming bases. So let's hop right into it. First, I want to discuss what 7.5 is, and that will later introduce you to 8.5, 9.5, and 10.5. So the 0.5 strategy is really just a fancy way of saying prioritizing offensive upgrades over defensive upgrades. Now, why would somebody want to do that? Well, namely because if you're more of a clan war oriented person, you have 2 attacks and you only have to defend once. That's the most simplistic way to put it. So basically, you have the opportunity to get 6 stars in war if everything goes perfectly, and you only have the liability of giving up to 3 stars in war. So a lot of people with that in mind will start upgrading their dragons and their hogs right away to try to give them that upper hand advantage in those clan wars. Now, when it comes to defenses, those people who are going the 7.5 route will start upgrading their lowest war weight defenses first, and then they'll end with their highest war weight defenses. Now, what is war weight and what does it even matter? Well, basically, Clan War, the matchmaking algorithm, is going to select your most high power defenses, and they place a higher value on those defenses when they're trying to match you with somebody else in a different clan. So, if you tactfully upgrade your lower weight units first, for example, a cannon or an archer tower are relatively low weight when compared to, say, a mortar in a wizard tower. But me personally, I don't really worry too much about the 0.5 route on Town Hall 8. So I wouldn't worry too much about putting off my heavier defensive units because it's all about protecting your resources at Town Hall 8, and none of these defensive units have an incredibly heavy weight like you get into with the Expos and the Inferno towers and then the Eagle artillery, which are really dramatically heavier than anything you're going to get at Town Hall 8. So my philosophy when it comes to 7.5 is upgrading your wizard towers and your mortars last, and upgrading your traps first because they have relatively low weight and they are a pretty big game changer, very underrated in terms of defensive strength. So now let's hop into defensive upgrade order. Now, I should give a quick disclaimer that this is all just my opinion and my preference. You have to do what feels right to you. So if you disagree with anything that I'm saying, by all means, go ahead and choose whatever route you think is the best for you and your play style. So now defensive units. Your very first priority with your gold at Town Hall 8 should be your clan castle. Now that is pretty much set in stone. Clan castle is huge for a number of reasons. Number 1, the amount of troops defending capacity goes up by 5. It might not seem like a lot, but that extra balloon or wizard or whatnot actually does have a significant effect defending in your clan castle. Offensively, that also helps a lot because you can carry that extra 5 troop space as well. And then thirdly, that clan castle upgraded actually allows you to hold more loot in the clan castle in the treasury. So those are 3 good reasons to upgrade your clan castle first. Every single town hall level, I always upgrade my clan castle first. So while your clan castle is upgrading, then you want to start building your new units defensively. So that includes your new walls, your new archer tower, your new air defense, your new wizard tower, and then your new storages. So you have your 4th storages on the map. After that, you can go ahead and rearrange your village and actually build a real Town Hall 8 base. Reminder that I do have the bases at the end of this episode if you want to have a good farming base or a good war base. Now, I would hold off on the hidden Teslas. They're a very powerful unit, but they also take a long time to upgrade. So I would actually do that after you get to work with your new defenses. Now let's go ahead and swap over to offenses a little bit because we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves defensively without covering your priorities first thing first when you upgrade to Town Hall 8 offensively. So offensively, the very first thing you want to do with your elixir upgrades is upgrade your laboratory. Very, very important. Town Hall 8 is really the first town hall where you can really get substantial offensive upgrades on all your tier 1 troops. So basically, all your archers, your barbarians, your giants, everything has significant upgrades, even wall breakers. The biggest health and DPS upgrades you've seen so far in the game at Town Hall 8. So that's all very exciting, but you can't get to that until you upgrade your laboratory. So elixir upgrade, number 1 priority is laboratory. Number 2 priority is getting some builders on your dark elixir drills. Dark elixir drills are very underrated at pretty much at every town hall level, upgrading them. You can upgrade your brand new dark elixir drills all the way to level 3 at Town Hall 8. Now you may or may not know, but a dark elixir drill at level 3 can give you over 1,000 dark elixir a day. That's actually a really significant amount, and because Town Hall 8 is now going to be the town hall that you've stayed at the longest by far, that really accumulates over the days, weeks, and months you'll be spending at Town Hall 8. So definitely get some builders on those dark elixir drills. So far, let's cover where we're at. We have one builder on the clan castle, we have another builder on the dark elixir drill, we have a builder on the laboratory, very important, and then we have another builder kind of keeping up with those new defensive units. So we're pretty good right now. So what we're going to do is hop ahead a little bit, because after that you can really go through the defensive units from there. You can start upgrading your levels on your new defensive structures. Then when you have a builder free, you can start that hidden Tesla. Again, with your gold, I would save the mortars and the wizard towers final upgrades till the very last thing you do defensively, maybe before walls, of course, but other than that, I would hold those off if you're a more clan war oriented person and you're concerned with your clan weight. Otherwise, go ahead and add those and upgrade them ad hoc. Now, before I move on to offense, I should also notate that your air defenses are going to be one of your most important defenses at Town Hall 8 because of the popularity of dragon attacks. So make sure you don't neglect your air defenses and get to them right after your traps. Okay, so we've set the table pretty nicely here for the first week or so being a brand new Town Hall 8. Now let's talk a little bit more about your Dark Elixir and your Elixir upgrade strategies. So with Dark Elixir, it's very important to prioritize your Barbarian King. You want to get him up to level 5 so you can unlock the Iron Fist ability, which is really important in Clan Wars. Every 5 levels of your Barbarian King, the Iron Fist ability will go up 1 additional level. So getting him to level 10 should be a pretty big priority for your Dark Elixir at Town Hall 8. But if your Barbarian King is priority 1A, then a really close 1B, some might even argue 1A, would be your Hog Riders. Getting the Hog Riders to level 4 and level 5 should be very, very important. Now, it's a real coin flip, and it depends a lot on your resources, what you upgrade first in your new laboratory. You can either upgrade your dragons, or you can upgrade your Hog Riders, depending on how much Dark Elixir versus Elixir you have handy. Now, dragons are very, very popular, and they're a large staple of all attacks at Town Hall 8, especially when you're starting out. But eventually, you're going to want to get your hogs to level 4 as soon as possible. You know, almost every single advanced strategy for Town Hall 8 and then on to Town Hall 9 includes Hog Riders, so it's very important that your number 1 offensive strategy goal at Town Hall 8 is to learn how to properly use Hog Riders. I cannot emphasize that point enough, guys. So, a good strategy would be to upgrade your dragons to level 3 first, that way you can get by for a little while you're upgrading your Hog Riders to level 3 and then to level 4. You can do hog attacks with level 3 Hog Riders, but obviously they're a bit better and you can tackle max bases a bit easier with level 4 Hog Riders. So in the meantime, while you're upgrading your dragons and your Hog Riders, you want to be thinking about getting your Dark Spell Factory on the map and getting it upgraded, because you're going to want to have access to that poison spell, especially an earthquake spell to use in combination with these dragon attacks, and then you can start focusing in on your lightning spell, getting that to level 5, that way you can take down these air defenses on these more advanced dragon raids, and then from there you can really just go down the list of these troops, depending on your own personal preference when it comes to farming and when it comes to clan war attacks. Me personally, I like go Va-Ho and go Va-Lo, so I would concentrate on getting my Valkyries and my balloons up after I have the dragons, the lightning spell, and the Dark Spell Factory, and the Hog Riders all up to level. Luckily, two of your very most important units in the entire game don't have upgrades, or maybe unluckily, they don't have upgrades at Town Hall 8, and those are your army camps and your spell factories, so you don't have to worry about those when it comes to elixir. So concentrate with your spare gold and elixir, concentrate on upgrading those mines and those elixir pumps at the same time. And never forget the golden rule for farming and upgrading, guys. Always, always, always keep that laboratory going. That is by far your most important duty as a farmer and as a player upgrading your base in Clash of Clans. Always keep that lab going. Make sure you have more offensive troops and spells upgrading at all times. Now, how are you going to do that? What is the best farming method at Town Hall 8? Well, that could be an episode in itself. So what I'm going to do is link a few farming methods in the description below, but I'll also touch on a few briefly right now. So the more frequently you can raid, the cheaper and the faster the training time on the army that you're using should be. So if you can raid several times an hour or even more for boost sessions, you can basically cook up just a few giants and a bunch of goblins. Go ahead and Google search Goblin Knife and you'll be good to go. If you're the type of player who can't play for long stretches or get many raids in a day, you can use a heavier army, so you can cook up some giants and maybe healers, and even add in a few wizards if you want to, and then you have to be much more selective on the bases that you hit to make sure you get enough loot to cover for your more expensive army. No matter what type of player you are, I always advise cooking up a little bit stronger of an army to have ready to go in the morning. So before you go to sleep, cook up some wizards, add a couple giants, maybe even a few healers to your army. That way when you wake up, you can make your first raid of the day a really lucrative one by hitting a base with a lot of resources. So what about attack strategy for Clan Wars? Well, as we discussed earlier, you want to start out basically by using those level 3 dragons and doing a bunch of dragon attacks. I'll go ahead and link a few videos in the description below for dragon attacks, and then for more advanced hog attacks for Goho and Go-Vaho, and there's all kinds of possibilities. You're seeing on the screen right now even using bowlers in your clan castle, which if you have access to them can be a very dominating attack at Town Hall 8. So there's a lot of possibilities, and I'll link those videos for more advanced tutorials in the description below. But suffice it to say, you're going to want to prioritize moving in from dragon attacks to two-phase attacks where you set the table and then unleash a kill squad to do most of the damage, and then even add in back-end hogs. So we'll cover all that stuff in a video to come, but for now, let me go ahead and leave you guys off with a couple farming bases, followed by a bunch of war bases if you're looking for some solid anti-3-star war designs. I'm also going to include a couple war bases with an unlurable clan castle. Luring the clan castle is very important at Town Hall 8. It's really one of the last remaining Town Hall levels where luring the clan castle is going to be advised on almost every single raid. Why? Because you have a lot of time at Town Hall 8. At Town Hall 9, there starts to be so many defensive priorities where you don't always necessarily have enough time to lure and kill the clan castle. So guys, this is going to do it for my Town Hall 8 guide. I hope you were able to learn a new tip or two, and if you want to see a guide for a different Town Hall level, let me know in the comments below, guys. I look forward to reading them, and as always, take care, guys.